two.
Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It is Thursday morning, September 29th, that's what it is, September 29th, Thursday morning. Looks like I'm headed off into the sunset. Looks like behind me, I'm going to have to take over the control panel. Cole, exactly why do I look like I'm headed west? Is that because we need to get out of here as soon as the show's over? Or, I mean, what were you thinking? I'm okay with it, but what exactly were you thinking when you picked that out? And do you want to lose the privilege of picking out the backdrop?
You don't like the backdrop?
It's okay.
It's okay.
I guess it's all right. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. So
It's off the shores of Wales in England.
Yeah, so that's where I need to be, right? Okay, I'm your host, BKP. First of all, we are going to go at this unprepared this morning. I have nothing prepared. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. I mean, we're going to go at this we're going to just pick and choose what we do, see what we end up with. I mean, you know, I'm thinking to myself, if Donald Trump could not prepare, if what Donald Trump did the other night is the critics saying he did not prepare for this debate and he was just winging it, and he says, hey, I really don't prepare for my days. I just get up and see what happens. I was thinking, you know, let's give that a try. So we have not prepared for this show. I'm not 100% sure what will take place during the show. I do know what the mainstream media is focused on this morning. Well, the country, you know, the country's going down to crapper and I don't know BDO. That's exactly right. People who know BDO. I figured it out yesterday. I'm sitting there thinking, you know, and on TV, and I like the simple things in life, and they keep telling me people that know BDO, and I figured out, I understand. I have no idea who BDO is. So I don't know. I mean, I know that sounded silly, but yesterday it just hit me. I mean, there's that little thing at the end of that commercial. We're bringing in so-and-so. The partners are bringing in so-and-so. Really? Yes, they're bringing in BDO. People that know BDO. It came clear to me yesterday. It was like the crystal ball. I have no idea. Anyhow, while the country is going down the tubes, and I know that sounds pessimistic, and I'm not a pessimistic person, but while we're going down the tubes, sliding down the slide as fast as we can, the media, the corrupt media, media in the tank for Hillary Clinton, in the tank for the globalists, in the tank, the corporate corrupt media in the tank, is trying to lead you to believe on what the focus is this morning in your country and your life should be, is a Kim Kardashian type election. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to make fun of somebody being fat today. I didn't make fun of them yesterday. I just made fun of the fact that we're sitting here in 2016. Russia, Syria, what is taking place in China with building a new base out there in the South China Sea, Iran, and we're debating the rules of beauty pageants. And we are holding Donald Trump to task for the weight of one of the winners of the Miss Universe contest. Knowing, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump, if you have ever been on one of these judges' panels, or one of the boards, one of the pageant boards, they are ruthless people. So I'm not making fun of that today. I'm just thinking to myself, these are the things. Now, Barack Obama, we need to thank Eric Erickson because, not that he wouldn't have thought of it on his own, but Barack Obama has taken a page out of Eric Erickson's playbook. We should go with that. The red state gathering, okay, where he disinvited Donald Trump. He disinvited Donald Trump, okay, the Red State Gathering, and Barack Obama does his town hall meeting last night, his presidential town hall meeting, on his network, the Clinton News Network, and he, and he's on interviews, and he's going around saying Stasha and Malia. Trump he doesn't want Trump to be Stasha and Malia's president. He just doesn't. I mean, that is our concern this morning in America, our concern this morning. Now, I challenge you to go to any of the news cycles, and see what is important. Now, I'm not prepared for anything. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only online morning show. It's Thursday morning, September 29th. Huffington Post, Miss Australia. Trump fat shamed me too. It's a worldwide crisis. I mean, actually, we now know that Trump cannot handle foreign relations on this issue alone. This will answer, is he prepared to be commander-in-chief when Miss Australia, Trump fat shamed me too? Huh? I mean, we know. We know that we should not allow him anywhere near the Syria-Russian crisis, okay? In Aleppo, which I know where that's at, Aleppo, we should not let him anywhere near that crisis. Absolutely not. We should not let him anywhere near the Israeli-Palestinian crisis in the world. We should not. We should not let this guy anywhere near, okay, Iran. Just on these simple allegations that he's now an international scandal on the top of the Huffington Post that he has called contestants fat. I mean, I'm trying everything today not to make any jokes and make this a serious show. Before I go any further, let me let you know who's going to be here at 9:30, folks. At 9:30 this morning. Don't forget, you're watching FYNTV.com. That's FYNTV.com. Call your friends, send it on Facebook, text your friends. Hey, just click on FYNTV.com. BKP, good morning from the office. Today at 6 o'clock, the Trump-Pence campaign announces the Georgia Hispanics for Trump Coalition will hold its first press conference at the Gwinnett County Republican Party headquarters. That's today at 6. Georgia Hispanics for Trump is dedicated to electing Donald Trump and Governor Mike Pence. They're going to take questions from the press and recognize Hispanic Heritage Month, okay? I will have, on this morning, I will have the head of the, let's see, where's this gentleman? I apologize. Coalition Chairman Ray Martinez. Loganville City Council member and also U.S. Navy veteran. He is the coalition chairman. Ray Martinez will be our guest at 9:30 this morning to discuss the Georgia Hispanics for Trump in Georgia. So we'll talk about that. No, I mean, all jokes aside, that is what's on the Huffington Post. Now, okay, this is what's important, because I'm going somewhere with this, all right? Miss Piggy, this is from The Sun, Miss Piggy romps on the farm. That's what the headline is. Miss Universe, Alicia Macendo, whatever her name is, who sparked Donald Trump's Miss Piggy row, had live sex on a reality show called The Farm. The Miss Universe winner at the center of the Donald Trump Miss Piggy row had live sex on reality TV show called The Farm. Venezuela beauty aide Alicia Machado romped beneath the sheets with another contestant on the hit Spanish show modeled on Big Brother. This is all over the internet. It was actually live. It was not acting. Okay. So she did a nice porn movie there on live internet. Now everybody's out Googling that. So that's what's important, folks. That's what's important. Okay. Follow the money. I agree with that. That's what's important here. I'm just looking around a couple websites to see, and I know you've been watching the news. Behind the money, biggest names in politics bolster Trump's massive campaign fundraising. Okay, fundraising's going through the roof. They're getting fundraising. Trump's doing well with fundraising. Let's see. I'm going down through here. I'm not seeing anything. Gary Johnson, they're trying to make a fool out of because he couldn't name a foreign leader. We don't know if he was smoking pot. I'll talk about why they're trying to make a fool out of Gary Johnson. But lo and behold, this came out. Let's see what time this came out. This came out September 28, 2016 at 11:01 p.m. last night. Now, when the country is going down the tubes and you've got the mainstream media talking about birth certificates, you've got the mainstream media talking about race, you got the President of the United States saying his legacy is on the ballot. That's their campaign. You've got Michelle Obama, yelling at voters in Pennsylvania, and all the above. You've got Miss Piggy. That's important. I have never seen as many stories out stating and alleging that Hillary Clinton cheated during debate. Now, I said it here yesterday, do I think the corrupt media was in on the fix? Yes. Do I think Lester Holt was in on it? Yes. Video going around the internet of Hillary Clinton going like this and going like this. I mean, like she was telling Lester to steal third base, or to suicide squeeze, whatever, But there's video going around that is broke down all the times. She went like this, and Lester pivoted. Pivot. There's a word we use every day now with Donald Trump in the race. But Lester pivoted one direction or another in the debate. All of this is out there. I do think there's something to be said for it. Lester Holt seemed to have helped drive the narrative of the week. Fat women, not fat women, fat women, racist, Latino, legacy, the Obamas, list goes on. And if you will listen closely, every time the media takes on Donald Trump, they'll say, there's no substance. He never tells you what he's going to do. The media sets up the narrative for the day, but Trump never tells you what he's going to do. Oh, he never tells you what he's going to do. You talk to him, he never tells you what he's going to do with ISIS. He never tells you what he's going to do. Yeah, he's told you what he's going to do. Exactly what he's going to do. We'll get into that. But last night, 11:01, September 28th, Congress passed a spending bill to keep government running through December 9th. Stopgap spending bill includes Zika funding, flood relief, and a separate bill to address the Flint, Michigan funding, water funding. Congress avoided a potential government shutdown at week's end after both chambers passed a short-term spending bill that would keep the government running through early December. Why early December? Why? Why did they do something that has to go back? Okay? You have to understand, the Republicans never trust the American people. Never trust the American people. They don't. The Republicans never trust the American people to make the decision. I know you've got the media against you, and when you have 24-hour news cycles that are spinning the story against you, when everything this morning, no matter what website you go to, now if you go to the dedicated website, which you and I know, you will see that. But you go to Huffington Post, you go to, I'm on Fox, you go to CNN, you go to the places where people probably browse first. You watch, you turn on TV, you're watching your Fox and Friends this morning. It may have came up in the 8 o'clock hour at 8:50. It may come up at 7:50. Your money, the American people's money, it does not trump calling a contestant in the Miss Universe Miss Piggy, which we're learning a lot about this lovely lady that gained so much weight. Won't call her no names. That's what we're learning. Congress passed a spending bill. Congress avoids a partial shutdown at week's end after both chambers passed a short-term spending bill that would keep the government running to early December. The week-long partisan impasse over the bill broke when lawmakers agreed to provide federal assistance for residents in Flint, Michigan. Now, first, the bill for the clean water in Flint, Michigan. Why? I know I don't want children to have clean drinking water. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's what we will get tagged at. But why should the people in Georgia? Why? Why should the people in Alabama? I mean, where's that money coming from? Why should any of these people throughout the United States, why should we have to go through private cities and clean up the messes they've made with your tax money? Why? I mean, now it's a disaster. Okay, so you do take your money because, you can't leave kids there drinking water that is tainted with lead. You can't let kids drink contaminated water. I agree wholeheartedly. We can't do that, okay? But let's see what the conditions of this money is. All right? You used to hear stories where the government would pass, your government would pass these spending bills with foreign aid, okay? Foreign aid. And we would send some dictator somewhere in some small country, $900 million in foreign aid. And by the time the dictator in the top end of the government would take his cut and give all of his little ministers, and name everybody a minister of this and a minister of that, and by the time he would give all his little ministers their little cut, and then they would give all the kids of the little ministers their little cut, then actually the power plant that you sent $900 million to build so these people would have, power and could turn on the lights in their sheds and their huts, finally they had about, $80 million to work on it. Now I'm just throwing that out there. Folks, we're not even having to do that. We're not even doing that anymore overseas. We're not even doing that anymore in foreign countries. We're doing it right here in the United States of America. You're taking your tax money and you're doing bailout after bailout after bailout. It is not coming to the front of the news. You do not see this. I mean, the only way you would probably see one of these bailouts behind your back to one of these cities or somewhere is if a fat guy did it and they could take a picture of somebody that was real fat, and in that way that would be better because it could be, it sounds like a joke, but I'm serious. How in the world do you get this stuff on the front page for the American people to see what is going on with their money? You're going to wake up one day and you're going to say, all of a sudden, you're going to say, oh, we're broke? How come nobody told us? We're concerned. Let me just go somewhere. I did not prepare today. I absolutely have nothing prepared. Nothing. I figured if Donald Trump could do it, I was going to give it a chance. I mean, that's what I thought. I said, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at this. If Donald Trump can, I can. So, anyhow, how many of you, and if you're out there, you need to pay attention to this, okay, because this is firsthand. How many of you out there, you might be out in Florida, you could be up in, I got some messages, a friend of mine called me last night and said, my sister's watching out in Illinois. Wow, okay, welcome this morning. How many of you, no matter where you're watching this morning, but if you live in Georgia, we had the allegedly, we should use that on all things, allegedly, because we don't know the truth. Yes, I know, it's 8:20 and I haven't even brought up the 9/11 bill that got vetoed. I haven't brought that up. There's a reason I haven't brought that up yet, okay? But how many of you here, allegedly, when we had a pipeline bust here in Georgia or wherever it was, the pipeline that fed the gas, the main gas line to Georgia, it was damaged and we lost X million gallons of fuel. And within 24 hours, right, Cole? Within 24 hours of that news, there were bags wrapped around the pumps all over North Georgia. Right? Right, Cole?
And even in,
am I right or wrong?
even in the metro too.
Metro Atlanta too, right?
I got a cousin down in Metro. He said that
Immediately.
places in Alpharetta, Kennesaw, Decatur, it was wiped out.
Wiped out. Cole through the wiped out. It was wiped out. Right. Out. Right. Wasn't it 24 hours? Crisis. Okay? Crisis. There were signs on some of the largest vendors, even your Walmart and so forth, when I call the largest vendors, fuel vendors in North Georgia, there were signs saying 5-gallon minimal, when the ones that did have gas. But immediately the price went from $2 to $3 or somewhere around there. It was hovering $2.49, $2.79. But immediately, the governor of the state of Georgia had to come out and make a statement and threaten price gouging. Hey, that's against law. I can't do that. Immediately. I mean, this wasn't 2-3 weeks. This was immediately. Okay? Now, we're sitting here and we're listening to a lady on a debate tell us that she can take on cyber warfare. And I made a joke yesterday, yes, you probably can after all the corruption. Yes, I know Comey. I know Comey was on Capitol Hill. I know that. I know the FBI. I know the immunity. I understand all that. Okay, but country, what we're talking about this morning, you had a lady, okay, and you look at where Lester Holt went with the debate. You had a lady talking about cyber warfare. Now, folks, I probably shouldn't say this, but that is what this show is built on, most of the things I shouldn't say. But if you've seen allegedly a break in our fuel supply, and if you've seen if you've seen actually in 24 hours, no fuel, out that fast, okay? And if they have hacked in to the DNC website, if Guccifer and Lucifer and Assange and the Russians and the Chinese, if they have hacked in to personal accounts, if they have hacked in to all of these things, you want to sit here and look at me this morning as the sun's coming up behind me and tell me how hard it would be to hack in to our electric grid. You see, it's not going to be hard for them to do that. It's just not time for them to do that. Now, whether you like that comment or not. See, it's not going to be hard. WikiLeaks has dropped a bomb on Hillary and has her personal has all those emails. The DNC, look at the hacks, okay? All right? Now, I understand they don't want to put fear in the American people. But are you really sitting out there and thinking that Hillary Clinton needs to be in charge when the time comes and the hack that they're waiting on, the hack of your electric grid, the hack of nuclear codes, the hack, cybersecurity? I'm serious. And within 24 hours, there was panic. You watch and see what happens if there's a hack and we get a... Look, I understand. A storm comes in North Georgia. We have learned that, okay? So we go over and we clean out we got candles, we got bottles of water in North Georgia, and we clean out the grocery stores. And storm comes through, a bad storm comes through in December, right before Christmas, and we have flooding in the mountains and up here, and power goes out 3 days at a time, and you know we got water ready, and we've got some canned goods and everything, and so we prepare for a storm. But then also we have actually people that predict the storm. Anyhow, I told you I'm not prepared with anything this morning. Absolutely nothing. Let me tell you the difference 100% very clearly with Donald Trump and Hillary. You've heard it on so many other shows. This is nothing new. But see, Donald Trump does not need your money for his existence tomorrow. That's it. Hillary Clinton needs your money for her existence tomorrow. Hillary Clinton has always existed off your money. Donald Trump has not. So he does not need your money to exist tomorrow. Hillary Clinton does. Let me just put that a little further. Friends of Hillary need your money to exist tomorrow. Donald Trump's does not. Donald Trump's friends don't need your money to exist tomorrow. Hillary's does. Hillary's friends are all these foreign leaders that she has cut deals with, all these major corporations she has cut deals with, the people she's cut deals with on Wall Street. They want your money. See, they need the bailouts. They need the bailouts, okay? You see, Donald Trump wasn't sitting, he wasn't an auto manufacturer in Detroit or wherever he may be. He wasn't sitting in Detroit asking for your tax money. Now, your laws that you have on the books, the American people, of bankruptcy for a private corporation, yes, he took advantage of those because they're the laws, and he took advantage of them, and he filed bankruptcy. Because I don't remember Barack Obama trying to pass emergency bailout bills for Atlantic City. I don't remember that. I don't remember bailout bills for Atlantic City. I don't remember that. Maybe Obama should have paid, Donald Trump's architect. They brought an architect the other night, Hillary did, and he says, hey, the architect out there in the row, he can come tonight with me. Hillary, I've got an architect out there that designed a very nice building for Donald Trump. A very nice building for Donald Trump. And he didn't get paid. Well, Hillary, maybe the government, I don't understand what you're saying, because maybe the government should have paid the architect. Maybe he should have just petitioned the government. Because you remember in the auto manufacturing industry that we were told it wasn't just we were saving Chrysler. Remember that? It wasn't just that we were saving General Motors. That was not the end all, that we were just saving these big corporations. We were saving the little manufacturers, the little vendors. Why the little guy that's making those, those knobs that go in the car and shipping them to Detroit? The little guy that's making, license plate holders that go on the back that's shipping them to Detroit. The little guy that is doing this, that, and the other, that's who we were really helping, and we did not realize how deep this went in the small vendors. So maybe the government should have paid that architect. I don't know. But I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. See what we can get going after the break at 9:30. Don't forget, stay with me. We're going to have this gentleman. I lost my email. I'm sorry there. Follow the money. We're going to have this gentleman. What is this guy's name again? I don't have my glasses on. Ray Martinez, right? Yeah, Coalition Chairman Ray Martinez for the Hispanic Coalition, Georgia for Trump Pence campaign. Hispanic voters are going to have him at 9:30. Next Tuesday, Pence will go up against Kaine. We're going to talk about that in a little bit and see what else we got going. I'm going to take a brief break. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're running a little long. We didn't prepare for anything, folks. So stay with us, because what does that mean? Anything could happen. And anything could happen because I need to go to break. It's 8:30. I don't have a producer here. I don't know where he went. Where did he go? Well, get the phone call, but take me to commercial. You know I haven't rehearsed anything for today. I'll be right back after this, folks.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did
It's
you?
not important, Jen. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story, or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
we could have prep classes. Like,
Hey, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Cole, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Cole. Thank you very much for making that happen, Cole. I have Jerry and Lee on the line. This is one and only, folks. This is Jerry and Lee. Jerry, are you there this morning?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay, well, we were trying to get you on the line, and Lee said we would not be able to get you because you would be on your own planet.
No. Food truck sitting at a job and the door was locked. So, yeah, I was on my own planet.
Yeah, you're on your own planet. Jerry, how bad was Lester Holt in the tank the other night? What do you got going on today? And Lee, jump in at any
What
time.
do I think how bad Lester Holt was?
Yeah.
Lester Holt was what he was supposed to be. Why do you think he's bad? That's who he is. I mean, I don't understand. The man fulfilled his shoes. I don't understand why you're upset. What did you think he was going to be going into it? Really? I mean, for real?
Yeah, no, I guess that's pretty good, right, Lee?
Let's just hope the voter understands. But yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. He got a job. He was designated a job, and he went and done it.
There you go. What do you think, Lee?
Yeah, but it's like, what was his job? His job was to be harder on Trump, to disqualify Trump, to set Trump off. I mean, and that's what he did. I mean, unbelievable that she didn't get any questions. They were really all to him, and all about his personal life, and she got policy questions.
We've got.
But at the town hall, everybody, he'll get the free college question at the town hall. Every Republican gets the free college question at the town hall.
So the town hall, the free college question has got to come to Trump, right?
Absolutely. Be ready. Every Republican gets the free college question.
Hey, Jerry, I want Lee to answer this, and then you jump in. Lee, what do you think about the narrative the media has come up with that with so many things going on in the world, your Congress at 11 o'clock last night passed a continued spending resolution, not even on the front page of the headlines, nowhere today, that Congress is spending your money into December and going to have to come back. They didn't even get the job done for the end of the year. Not even on the headlines, but the headlines is Miss Universe, Donald Trump called a lady fat, Miss Piggy. What do you think, Lee?
Unbelievable. Our media is so out of control. I say the media is the fourth branch of government. They're actually kind of running this country through propaganda. And, yeah, absolutely. That's all I've heard is what he called some lady back in 1996. There isn't an overweight American who hasn't been called fat. That doesn't disqualify somebody for running for president. It's completely ridiculous where this country has gone with the media. And they think it's news. They're running it every second on CNN. It's unbelievable. And the country's spinning out of control with spending. They don't want us to know what Congress is doing. I mean, Washington's all the same. The media and Congress are the same. They're corrupt, and they don't want us to know it. So they're talking about a 1996 conversation.
Jerry, what do you think?
You want to know how corrupt the media is?
Yeah.
All right, that means nothing. The media itself, you just think about it, created Charlotte, North Carolina, created by far itself, created Charlotte, North Carolina, and closed it down Sunday and set it back up Monday up in Hofstra, New York. Race, man. They created it. That is the most scariest thing to me. I mean, I care less what he calls that place. I can care less. Who the heck? Really? Okay? I'm more worried about Allentown. Stuff like that. I don't know. The media can create some dangerous things here, buddy. It's pretty ugly. You had somebody shot and killed there. You had people hurt there. You had stores burned there. Media totally created that chaos. Hands down. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Then they turned around, and you want to know the bias? The bias, they had some closed-door meeting somewhere and had to figure out the fact check, where we could fact check Trump and not look bad. And where did they do it? What was the first one? Race. Lester Holt's black. Donald Trump's white. That's not true, Mr. Trump. When he asked him about the immigration birth certificate, the year, no, that's not true. You went on. That's where he started fact checking Trump. They're scary.
Lee, the media is scary. I have to tell you, you're right about that. Lee, you're pretty close to the Trump campaign with several people in there. What are you hearing about his preparation or lack of preparation, or did he play the debate right down the line that he needed to? Because the one thing I've told people on and on, this guy is brilliant at controlling the daily narrative. Now he's out doing these massive rallies that the media has to cover, and he's talking about all the things maybe he should have said that night or whatever. What do you think? Is he that brilliant that he is working this out, or did he not listen to Kellyanne Conway?
I think he did listen to her. Here's what I think. Did he do what I wanted him to do? Did he do what all the Trumpers wanted him to do? Probably not, but he did what he needed to do. All he needed to do was stay in control. You know what I mean? Keep his composure, appear as a leader, and show he's presidential. And he did those things. That's all he had to do was look better than her. Not smarter, better. And he did look better. Now, in my opinion, she came off mocking. She mocked me. She has called me a racist so many times. She's called America racist so many times. She has called American names so many times. This is something the media will not cover. It will not bring a narrative on against her. But I think he just had to look presidential, and I think there was enough of that vigor that he was okay. No, he didn't do what we wanted, but he's fine. And I think it'll add, and if he improves, it'll be even better. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry, what do you think about
wait. It goes back to the calling racist. Why can't you call them that? Because they create a situation that it makes you look like it. Does it? They always do. It was just Charlotte. So they turn around and say, hey, you're a racist. They create these situations to be able to call you that. I'm telling you.
I agree with you 100%. Jerry, do you think, what do you think? Let's switch gears because I want to ask both of you real quick. What about the FBI and Comey? I mean, you just brought up something, Jerry, that scares me is what the media does. They're going around manufacturing stories, okay? That's my opinion. I agree wholeheartedly. And actually, that's why 6 years ago I started FetcherNews.com and now FYNTV.com. And one of these days they'll take me off the air. But the media scares the daylights out of me. But I'm as equally concerned and scared as an American citizen of what took place in my FBI, with my government, with Huma Abedin, Cheryl Mills, the list goes on, Brian Pagliano, immunity. That corruption scares the daylights out of me.
Listen, she plainly said, point blank, she would appoint a special prosecutor on trade.
Yeah.
What, okay. If you don't trade with the foundation, the prosecutor will prosecute you. I'd be a nervous wreck. I heard that and thinking, does anybody realize what she just said? She is going to have a prosecutor out front collecting for her and Bill, or else you're going to prosecute you. If you don't have a prosecutor on trade already, they need a prosecutor on her.
Lee, what do you think about my comment? Because actually, that's what I'm in fear of this morning in my country. Actually, that scares the daylights out of me.
Is the FBI and other agencies such as Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, have they all been politically compromised? Because think about it, are we at Russia here? Are we at KGB days? Because who gives immunity to people when there's not going to be a prosecution? I've never heard of that. And Trey Gowdy spoke on that yesterday. Yes. Why do you offer immunity when you do not intend to prosecute? You've never heard of that. You give immunity when you're prosecuting someone. You're prosecuting no one here. So why is everyone getting immunity?
Well,
Here's what Comey said. Hold on. He can't wait till this whole election. What did he say? This whole political cycle is over. Okay, that's because everything's about, they've got Dave Stacey and Clinton. They got no choice but to give it. He said it yesterday. I can't wait till this whole political cycle is over because they've got their stake in Clinton. As in, if Clinton wins, they have seen, I mean, come on. That guy is really sitting there thinking about what if she does win.
Well, let me tell you my morning routine. My morning routine is from 6 to 7 while I'm preparing and reading articles and getting ready for my day here in the office. My morning routine is to turn the computer on at 6 to 7. I watch MSNBC. That's 6 to 7. And then I switch at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock to Fox for one reason, because my show comes on at 8. So in those 2 hours, I want to see what leads people are going with. Now, it took 30 minutes for MSNBC to get into actual news, okay? It took 30 minutes for them to do that. But Fox, old Judge Napolitano, okay? So I'm listening this morning. Judge Napolitano comes up and he says, this came from the top down. This is coming, the FBI thing with Comey is coming from the White House. He said that this morning. He says, it's coming from the top down. It's coming from Obama.
I think that Obama is in on the emails. They say that he had a different name that he used in these emails. I think he's in Hillary's emails.
He had a pseudonym in the emails that he was using a pseudonym. I call it. I made a joke and said he was coolcat93@gmail.com. But he had a pseudonym that he's in the emails.
Okay. How do you get the voter? Because you ain't gonna solve it with everybody you name is a government official.
Right.
So who you turning to? Comey? Oh, who's he turning to?
Right.
Who's he turning to? Obama? Who's he? So forget about
the voter we need. The voter we need is the white, upper class American, the white upper class. That's who is refusing to get on board with Trump. The white people with a little bit of money think they're too good. They see themselves as too important or too much better or too self-righteous to be on board with Trump. That is the vote we need to turn. We need them on board. That's the vote we're losing in PA. Around Southeast PA, around Philadelphia, the upper middle class. That's what we're losing.
Why are you losing that class? I mean, seriously, because I have to say anybody in their right mind, and I only say anybody in their right mind now because Hillary Clinton's doctor said she was mentally excellent. She had excellent mental condition. So anybody in their right mind can read and see the things that are taking place in this government right before your eyes. So why do you think you're struggling with that group?
Because I think those type of people, the upper white, educated, intellectual, they want to identify with another intellectual. They see Hillary as, accomplished, a U.S. Senator, Secretary of State, an attorney. Oh, she's an intellectual. They want to identify with that. They don't want to identify with issues where the country is going. They self-identify, and they want to put themselves there. And it's a peculiar thing to me that people do not want to identify with Donald Trump and his business success, but they don't. They want to identify with Hillary. It's hard to explain, but it's the upper whites that we can't get on board, even Republican upper whites.
Okay, I want to ask you a quick question. I don't know what your time limit is. I don't know who has to go.
Okay. Here's
Go ahead.
the thing. Here's something. One thing you cannot forget is these terrorist attacks, just random stuff. Okay, you can't predict that. We have 40 days, 39 days? Hope not, but no matter what, I go back to that, Brian, all the way back when we were talking about the guy going to get the ticket. I don't care who you are, upper middle class, no matter low class, you don't want to be blown up. You don't want to die. You don't want to go to the mall and be shot up. You just, no matter what, okay? So I do believe that if something goes on, it keeps going that way, you're going to sway voters. You're going to scare voters Trump's way. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because I think Lee, Jerry's right that the fear of terrorism crosses all intellectual lines, crosses all of our. It crosses every line that we have economically, intellectually, regardless of where we're at. It crosses all lines, and I don't think You know, I think if there is the fear that you know, on the day after Thanksgiving, you know, you go to the mall. Hey, this guy. It seems like it's just yesterday, but this guy in was it Washington? Where was he at? Did he walk in the mall? It took a minute. He killed 5 people in a minute. Walked in, and I agree with Jerry on that.
That's right. So maybe Trump needs to spend more time on the security message, but I know that's the vote we need to turn in Pennsylvania.
Okay, Jerry and Lee, let me ask you something to wrap this up, because Jerry, I think we all know. Lee, I want to tell you, I see the pictures of the trucks coming in with the signs, and you know, I remember back years ago as kids at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on the side of the interstate, so we don't get run over, having a driver and somebody putting a sign out. So anyhow, that being said, I know what you guys are doing. So you guys have been involved, and Jerry, we'll go to you first. You guys have been involved with Pennsylvania with John McCain running, Pennsylvania with Mitt Romney running, George Bush, on and on and on. Jerry, what's your gut feeling of how you feel the Northeast or Pennsylvania is taking this election? Because you get out and talk to people, you're putting out signs and working. What do you think?
Here's how I feel people are taking this election, okay? I truly believe that by far you have a demographic of people, like she said, it's not the upper middle class. You have the poor people really seeking a change. Truly. I just feel it. I truly believe it. I go all the way back when I would say, Dad, say, oh, they're going to steal that convention. I said, let me tell you something. I sense something different in the people this time. I don't believe that people are just going to roll over this time. I believe they're going to see it all the way to the end, to the ballot box. I don't believe they're going to steal from Trump at the convention. They didn't. I don't believe they're going to beat him. I believe there's a reason why Trump is there.
But
back to the people. And I sensed it all the way back, not because I'm a fan of Donald Trump. I sensed it with the people. I stood at the polls and I heard Democrats, blue dog Democrats that drive the dump truck for the township say,
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, we're going to vote for Trump, Rich, over in the, don't worry, in the general, we're all about Trump. We're all about Trump. So I sense a difference than years ago when you would campaign. I don't know, that Bush started that war. I don't know, we need a change. You would hear your blue dog Democrats in line with Obama.
Let me tell our viewers something. What Jerry's talking about. Jerry's talking about right up there in Pennsylvania with the men and women, the hardworking. Jerry works the polls. In Pennsylvania, it's very big. You work the polls. You're handing out push cards. You have to be within 100 feet. You can't come within 100 feet, I think, or whatever, the door. But trust me, you're sitting there handing those push cards out. And Jerry works a poll every time. He knows everyone. Well, you got 1,000 people, 2,000 at the poll, whatever it is. He works it and he knows everyone. And he's telling you, what he's telling you is these people have always come in every year. Hey, Jerry, what are you doing? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'll get it right this year. But this year, you felt stronger this year hearing guys and the ladies at your poll that you work in Pennsylvania say, hey, we're going Trump. Is it just a feeling you had?
By far.
And these are Democrats. These are Democrats.
Now, here's what I seen that I haven't seen previous. I didn't see a Democrat, Republican for Trump. I seen people for Trump.
Okay.
Okay, people. Just people. Their label, forget about it. I seen a Trump movement there in the primary, by far. And it showed all across the state. If that same attitude takes place on November 6th, we might win this state. Because I can just see that the people were for Trump. Then the parties obviously are busting up and they're running their commercials and they're running their everything they got to run. But the people themselves wasn't Republican or Democrat. They were about Donald Trump. And that's where, and it showed in the primary, it definitely showed. He swept every county. Let's see what happens in the general. If that same core comes out, he's got a shot.
Lee, what do you think? Because I know you work. You're on the Pennsylvania State Committee, chair of the Northampton Republican. GOP, I know you get a lot of the hard numbers, the data. You get a lot of the data, but talk about the feeling you're getting of all the campaigns you've worked in the past. And let me just set this up for you. Leah's worked on the Rick Santorum campaign. She's worked on the Pat Toomey campaign. She's worked on the local campaigns there from Charlie Dent to Congress. She's worked on the gubernatorial campaigns, on and on for years. Lee, what's your feeling this year in Pennsylvania that you haven't seen before?
Okay, well, I was involved with the Bush presidential race, McCain, and Romney. And I went to a McCain rally, and I went to a Romney rally. I've been to 3 Trump rallies, so that shows you even my energy is up. I never had a presidential race in our county quite like this, with the energy and the outpour of people. So it's definitely different than McCain and Romney, okay? Because I ask people all the time, hey, is this the same as Romney or is it different? Tell me, because I'm on the inside and I can't see it. It's totally different than McCain and Romney. Now, what I think it does resemble is when Bush beat Gore. It resembles a little bit of that in the energy, because the Christians were really energized, the Catholics were energized, and there was a lot of grassroots. Now, right now, I wouldn't say it's coming from the Catholics or Christians. It's coming from the people, like Jerry's saying. It doesn't matter. It's anyone and everyone. But there is a different element and a different energy. The only concern the Trump campaign has had about the ground game is, did we get all these people registered? Are the new Trumpers, are the new people who want to change this country, have they taken the time to register? And the deadline is October 11th, for everyone everywhere. It's, it's a month before, right before Election Day. But anyway, that's one of their concerns. Did they get all the new people who are determined to get Trump in, did they get registered? That's the concern. But if they did, they have a great feeling that we're going to pull this off on November 8th.
Well, I guess I got one more question on that. In Pennsylvania, you said you have a different feeling that Romney and McCain. Here's a quick question: do you feel that the Republicans have unified, because all the polling shows they have, all the polling shows that he's actually doing better with Republicans right now than Romney did? Do you feel the Republicans are unified? 2 more things. You guys can stay, as long as you want here, but 2 more things. And 2, I think one of the biggest differences, I'm going to add on to the 2 things. I'm not in Pennsylvania with you, but what I'm feeling is the evangelicals. And now here's what I told somebody the other day. I'm not saying people don't work. But Lee, we know how many Sunday mornings we got up years ago and hit mega churches and car tagged 2,000 cars. I mean, you remember we used to split up, like everybody took 6 churches, and we used to do voter guides on Sunday morning. When you came out and there was 2,000 cars, we had 2,000 windshields of voter guides. I remember that too well. But what I'm saying is those people are working in this election, and they didn't in the past. I think he has energized the evangelicals, and they're the workers. That's just a thought I have.
Right. I think he has too. And I think that's because of who he surrounded himself with. I mean, Dr. David Jeremiah, Franklin Graham, James Dobson. I mean, these are people that are around Donald Trump, and they like him, and they think that, there's something there. And they think he's going to, lead this country back to religious liberty. So he's surrounding himself with devout Christians, and he's not ashamed to say it or have them with him all the time. So, I think the evangelicals are going to come out. I hope the Catholics come out. That I'm not as secure in, or I don't see the energy with the Catholics.
Why would you think that? And I guess that's my question.
Well, I'm getting a lot of contact from Catholic leaders in the area that they have parishioners supporting Hillary, and they're struggling to promote Trump. So, I'm not sure the Catholics are the same this time in working with the evangelicals. I'm not sure it's as strong.
Well, I'm going to say this.
I'll tell you what,
Go ahead, Jerry.
let me tell you something about the Catholics, okay? Your conservative Catholics we're going to come out more likely for Trump. But if you'll take notice, the Catholic Church, while a lot of society has really turned to the liberal side, a big fraction of it. I shouldn't say the church in whole. I take that back. Not at all. But a fraction of it has. A fraction of it definitely has. I mean, you can see it just right into the Pope. This Pope's a lot more liberal than Pope said, what was it, John, or who was it, Paul? Oh, yeah. Okay, a lot more. Okay, so there's a very lenience towards the Clintons in the Catholic, a fraction of the Catholic Church. They're just right because they just don't see her as bad.
Well, I will.
And you're going to hold on. In your Episcopal Church, there's a very big lenience too.
Listen, I apologize, but I have to run. I have an important other call coming in.
Go.
You guys have a great day.
Go.
And
Go.
I have to take this call.
Go,
All
Jerry. Jerry, stay here just a second. Go ahead. You stay.
Thing, okay?
Lee had to leave us. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. If I was Trump, I really wish I could run in his campaign. We'd win Pennsylvania because I know what I'd do. I don't know how you book people, but I would book Ben Carson there week after week after week. He'd be in every church in Philadelphia. They would carry him. He would go every day. He'd be the guy in Philadelphia. Ben Carson would go to Philadelphia. Ben Carson would go to Philadelphia. Let them TV cameras in our state would have to cover it. Maybe not national, maybe not.
Not national, but the local media. I agree with you there.
That's right. ABC Philadelphia would have to cover it. Monica Malpass, NBC, she would have to cover it. Okay, they would have to cover it. And they tell you what, that would turn out a block of votes. That would definitely shine a light on the corruption of Philadelphia, because he would win something there. She runs again, win nothing. 100% landslide for Obama. That wouldn't be true. That would open up a whole question mark in that city. He's the guy at 10. I don't know I know what I'd do. I want to win Pennsylvania. I'd go win just a small fraction of Philadelphia. And he wins it. And the way you're going to win it is through the African-American vote. And the guy you said is Ben Carson. And you show him going in and out of all the churches.
Jerry, I have to get ready for an interview with the Georgia Hispanics for Trump.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was any for Trump in the country.
Yeah, well, I have to get ready for it. But I have a quick question. I think Tuesday night, I know a lot of people will say that a vice presidential candidate does not move the polls. People don't vote for a vice presidential candidate. I actually think this is the best vice presidential candidate that I have seen in my lifetime. That is big for me. That was Jerry and Lee, and they're in Pennsylvania on the ground, and they feel that Trump can win. We're going to stay with them because the reason we stay with them, one, is that is a state that they're trying to lead you to believe, the Democrats. There's a reason why Michelle Obama's there every day, and especially Lee. They've got polling data on the ground. They got information on the ground of how things are going there, and we're going to stay up with them. I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to get ready. I've got, maybe might have to take another one, but I got to get ready we're going to have Georgia Hispanics for Trump. We're going to have the coalition chairman, Ray Martinez, and he's going to be with us at 9:30. I have to take a brief break. I'll be back after these messages. I'm your host, BKP.